host, Eileen. Yeah. Boy. Therapy ain't cheap, but laughing sure is. Hey y'all, welcome to the Therapy of Laughter podcast. It's your girl Eileen, and I'm back again with another episode. And as y'all can see, we're in a different environment, a different area. I'm here with my cousin.
Yo, what up,
Well done, fam. Well done.
What up, dude?
Honestly, I should have been doing this from a long time ago, but these are my beautiful cousins. I am related to them because our grandmothers are sisters. Well, rest in peace to my grandma, but our grandmas were sisters.
Yep.
It was so... actually, no, let me bring this back. It was actually really cool to have or be connected with like second cousins. Cause like I was talking about it with other people. They're like, oh, I don't really talk to my second cousins like that. I'm like, really? Cause me talk to them every day. Every day. So let's introduce them. So I'll start with Amanda. This is my cousin Amanda. Go ahead. Who are you?
Hi, my name is Amanda, aka Mans, aka Amanda J. And I am Auntie Noni. Also, don't ask me how I got that name. But yeah, what do you want me to say?
Who I you?
I'm an event producer from Toronto and a daughter of the king.
Hello, somebody.
I'm a talk show host-ish and a
Ish.
visionary behind the She's experience.
There we
Oh, yeah,
go.
I said.
There we go.
Pick up yourself. Okay, Dean.
Wagwan family. You guys say, you know. My name is Dean. First name Daniel. Middle name Dean.
You know I never do that? I swear I never do that.
No way.
Mommy never wanted to
My-
name him Junior.
Yeah, my first name is Daniel, but I've been called Dean my whole life. That's a long story all in itself. I mean, I could really tell it in 2 seconds, but I won't. That's not even about that. But, yeah, my name is Dean. This is my beautiful wife, Nicky, and yeah, we are a married couple for 6 years. And we are pursuing purpose every single day, all right?
Period.
Right? And yeah, we have a non-profit organization, Black King, Black Queen Movement, where we are highlighting our kings and queens, man. We're helping people step out of fear and into purpose. And yeah, I'm a musician. I'm a this, that, everything.
Producer.
All that good stuff. But yeah, we here for my baby cousin, man. Like, what up, though? Therapy of Laughter. What up, though? And
Oh, wow. In addition to that, y'all, my name is Nicky. Again, cousin-in-law and a wife to
Drop the in-law. You're just my cousin.
Yeah,
should never
we're just
forget
cousins.
both
We're just
sister. What
cousins in love and all those things.
They are.
Yes, we're cousins. And I think Dean said it all. But in addition to that, I also have a little YouTube series, and it's called Nicky's Corner. So you can look out for that too.
Yeah.
you guys already know.
That's it. That's all I got.
That's all you got. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. So since this is a family episode, first off, let me excuse my voice because
Talk
this
about it.
weekend was sabbatical worship. Last year this time, or no, earlier last year, we did a sabbatical worship edition podcast, and we come back again to another sabbatical worship. And honestly, I didn't lose my voice when I was singing. I lost my voice after with all the carrying on. And the key and the laughing and all of that. But anyways, I want to give a little background about our family. So, how I'm related to Dean and Amanda, and obviously Nicky is through our mother's side, and we're from the island of Jamaica.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, big up yourself, Jamaica to the world. And then from the parish of Hanover, and then from the small
Hanover.
from the small village of Cousins
Cousins
Cove.
Cove. What
So
do you
if you're
mean?
from Cousins Cove, you're most likely our cousin too.
1,000%.
1,000%. So I always like to give that context because Cousins Cove is such a very, very, very small village. Literally, it has been ingrained in our family to always look after one another and like talk about things, or not even talk about things, but laugh about things. Every time I tell people that I am related to, actually, to be honest, I don't really tell people that I'm related to you guys. They kind of just like piece it together in a way. I don't know. Like it's always been like, you're Dean's cousin, right? You're Amanda's cousin, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've never really said anything. And they always say, like, it's because of your laugh. Like, you guys
So family figure.
yeah. They're like, you guys always laugh the same. Like, you guys have one big boisterous laugh.
Brawling.
You guys laugh. It's just like, whoo. So, of course, it would be only right to talk about the therapy of laughter and how family intertwines in laughter. And one thing I always say about therapy or about this podcast is that therapy is not cheap, but laughter sure is. And let's be honest here, family can get complicated sometimes, right? Things can happen, and it's all about bouncing back and dealing with those situations. But before we get into that, we brought this segment to Therapy of Laughter called Let's Laugh About It. So I'll be reading out a situation to you guys from a viewer. This one's actually from the internet because the viewers don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about relationship drama. I will get into that. So Dean and Nikki, y'all be back for that. But this one is a family drama. So I'm going to read out the situation and y'all are going to give me your reactions and what you would do, okay? So this is Let's Laugh About It.
Okay.
Alrighty. I live with my partner and my 2 kids, ages 7 and 3. My older sister, Ava, and her husband recently purchased a house in the local area. It's a super nice place with a big yard, and as you can probably guess from the title, it has a swimming pool. Ava recently hosted a barbecue at her place. It wasn't a huge event. She invited me, our parents, and other siblings. She mentioned that she would let the kids play in the pool, and I only assume my kids will be included because included. Basically she's still party training her youngest, and her youngest is still in diapers, right? So as the barbecue is going on, she put her youngest that's not potty trained in the pool. Okay. Now the sister said for her to take her kid out the pool because the swimmer diapers still let pee out of it, right? And basically said that her kid can't swim in the pool with all the other cousins because the kid will be pee-peeing up the pool with all the other kids in it. So the writer basically got offended and took her and her kids home and said that we don't want to be there if you're not going to let my younger kid swim, right? And her main point was that everybody pees in the pool. Why is it just my 3-year-old that we're pulling out, right?
Is it a chlorine
That's
pool?
what I'm saying. I'm like,
Right.
what when they
It is a
pool?
chlorine.
Water?
It's
Water in a pool and the chlorine in there.
It is a chlorine pool. It is a
So
chlorine.
then the chlorine will kill it.
Everybody's peeing in the pool. I'm peeing
On the ground.
You think I'll put it on the pool and say I'm gonna go wash your room?
So basically her siblings are saying that she's over exaggerating.
Yeah.
And then the next morning her older sister apologized and said, I'm sorry you felt that way.
But she didn't. She still doesn't. She's not sorry for what she did. She's just sorry that she felt that way.
Yes.
I think.
So she's wondering if she made a big deal out of her not letting her kids swim in the pool.
I'm looking at my relationship with my sister. I'd be offended because first of all, what are you doing? My kids should feel like your kids. So if you're treating them in this way, I'm going to feel some type of way, and I'm probably going to not like you very much after the fact that I'm also going to go home because why would you exclude my child? And this is also something I deal with on the other end too. So feeling like my children aren't included. So if my sister is making me take my kid out of a situation that the kid's going to feel bad about, you lose rates.
Yeah, no, because it affects the kid.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. So I'm offended for me and for my kid.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think there's a problem. Like at the end of the day, it's a chlorine pool. The pee will get disinfected or whatever you want to call it. The chlorine will equilibrium the pool. And this is like, honestly, it doesn't. I don't see it. If you were going to be offended, you should have bought a kiddie pool.
Or got me the diapers that work with your pool.
What are the
knowing that my kid is not potty trained.
Exactly, but we're coming to swim.
You know what's crazy? If it was my older sister, the kid is staying in the pool. I don't business.
Well, that too.
Especially because you're my sister.
Sure.
You're staying right in that pool.
No. Actual facts, though.
This is not a friend. This is not no far cousin.
Sister. Like,
my sister that I see you wipe your bottom. No, you're in the pool.
Exactly.
Oh,
it's either that or I'm leaving cheesed.
No, but one of the two. And I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
I'm beefing you in front of everyone.
I'm bigging you up one
There's
time.
6 people
We're
here.
gonna have a scene.
What? Especially because her cousin or siblings?
Sisters, yeah.
I'm duking it out with you.
Yeah.
No, but real talk. If there was gonna be a problem with the pool, like if I'm your sister and you know, like, okay, my niece is not potty trained, you at least bring a kiddie pool. Like accommodate the kid.
Yeah.
You have to just it's giving controlling. It's giving controlling. Okay.
Honestly, I don't know. Dean, what do you have to say?
Sister hates
Dean
sister,
is like,
that sister hates her sister.
No, for real, she ain't your sister.
That's she blew out of proportion for no reason. Mm-hmm. Like kids, everyone's peeing in the pool. I don't know why. They beef with the little youth, poor little baby. Like now she gonna grow up. My auntie hit me. And I'm like, yes, she does.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's it, yo.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times when we have those big situations, or not big situations, majoring on the minor, we don't realize like how much that affects other people in the family dynamic. I think a lot of times when you have like real conversations or like standing up and being like, yo, you did this and this. Because like, towards the end of the story, she says that she obviously took up her kids and left, right? Honestly, for me, I feel like that's avoiding the situation. Because now you're waiting for her to apologize and all those types of things when you could have just said it right there. Yo, I'm upset. Like, let's deal with this right now instead of waiting. And I feel like that throws off the equilibrium of family and being able to chuckle about it later.
Yeah, but sometimes it's like there's time and place, yo. Like everybody there's having fun. Me, like for me personally, if I get cheese, everybody, the whole event is over. Like,
pretty much.
It's over. So so let me just take my youth and go home. And I'm gonna do that the next day or after, but I'm not gonna ruin everybody's fun. Like, after we do it all, or after I say 2 words, the whole thing is like, now, man, we have to have prior meeting.
It's awkward.
That's a fact.
Because mess around and trigger me when I confront you. And then it just went from 5 to 1,000.
Right? So it's just like,
quickly.
bro, for no reason, you know, so it's just like, you know what, instead of, and you know, like, you can avoid just being angry, getting to that place. So for her own sanity, she probably was just like, you know what?
She said,
because I know me, if I get to this place, let me just
she put her one finger
my youth. And yo, you're on kids, yo. And you gotta be very, speaking from a parent's point of view, you gotta be very careful what you open up your kids to. Like, if they see you going like that, like, you're opening and exposing them to certain things that they don't have no business being exposed to at a certain age, right? You know what I mean? So, like, at the end of the day, I'm speaking from experience because I was in a scrap. I'm chasing my family member. We're duking it out, and my youth is there. My youth said, "Daddy."
No, that's true.
And then at the end, like, and we're hot headed, so it took me like a couple days to be like, "Holy shoot, bro! Like, what in the world? Like, what's that about?" You know? So, trust me, I hear I get where she's coming from, and she's just like, you know what? Let me just take my kid and get out of here. Yeah. And let me deal with this later. Because trust me, if it goes the other way.
I remember the aftermath. I remember when the first time they saw each other after that scrap. I'm like, these losers.
I think about family.
Yeah.
You could die about everything.
Yeah, the boys. The girls aren't so easy. The girls are not so easy. I'm sorry, what?
You said what? And I still remember when you looked at
when
me.
I was 16 on May 3rd at 5:56, and you pointed your finger.
Oh no!
No, that's the hard part. But that's our let's laugh about it. That's our reaction to that. So if you're listening and you had the same situation,
or a similar one,
you could learn from a little bit of our advice. Alrighty, so let's get into the funny questions. What is your favorite family tradition and why?
Ours or?
No, you could do your own individual. Like everybody has their.
Oh, like that.
Yo,
I know mine.
That's a good question.
I have mine already. That was very quickly.
Oh, what's your favorite family tradition?
The whole holiday season.
Oh, holiday seasons?
Yeah, I love Christmas. I love.
Oh yeah, that's when we actually get together.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. But I like waking up Christmas morning. I like the tree being up. I like cooking Jamaican breakfast, and then everybody home, and we're all cooking our designated meals and setting the table. I like the holiday season period. Like, just give me all of December every year.
I guess for me, I don't know if it's not necessarily a tradition. It's just when everybody gets together. Like, it doesn't matter what family it is. Like, when we get together, it's literally always just pure dying.
Yeah.
Laughing. Like, it don't matter what. From any side, we just die. It's laughter. It's pure jokes. We're going to get a twinkle of drama. Twinkle of like, relax. You're too miserable, man.
Not during the playoffs. We're not gonna quiet.
We get together we get together for family dinners, and people are crying over the food like.
It's just
how much chicken now, please?
too much.
So who made this, man?
Who made this is mad.
If somebody asks that question,
who made this?
Who made this? And then you got the
All right.
you guys should never let Auntie cook
Nobody
that.
wants to.
Right. So trust me, man. So like it's to me, it's just literally getting
we know
together.
who's supposed to cook.
Yeah, that's good.
We know who's supposed to cook what meals. Don't experiment at Christmas.
That's a
No,
little
but
bit.
they always do that.
I know.
That's the thing. I feel like we're non-traditional in regards to like having a Jamaican family. Like our family likes to try recipes. Like they'll cook the Jamaican food, but then they'll come with the recipes.
Try it on Sunday dinner first.
And I'm like,
you
yo,
can't bring it to Christmas.
I tried this new
Thanksgiving.
mac and cheese.
With pickles.
There's no cheese, man. There's no cheese.
It's always a mac and cheese.
Bro, they always butcher the mac. Don't touch the mac and cheese. So it's all coming a new pasta style recipe.
Oh my
God. Like, guys, come on.
Nah, we have this.
If you went back home with your dish from last year, don't
bring
do it
it
again.
again.
Oh, they do it again.
It's not gonna hit.
They do it again.
Missed.
They do
Already.
I'm weak. Oh, my family tradition that I really enjoy is also the holidays. So like
Yeah.
Christmas, because we do this whole like breakfast in the morning at my brother's, and then breakfast maybe at their siblings sometimes, and then we do dinner, and then another dinner. We open gifts, and like we started doing our tree as like a family too, and putting up stockings, and it's like just the whole enchilada, and I love the whole thing. So, yeah. Christmas.
If you ever don't have any food in your crib and holiday season coming up, man, you're nice,
Oh yeah,
man.
you're full. Right? You're full.
You're stuck away, man.
Get it from 4 different houses.
Bruh.
Yeah, the holidays.
Mine is a combination. One is like the holiday season, absolutely. I love like the small things that happen, or they're kind of big things of like how everyone piles their plate up high and don't eat up
And
all
don't
their
eat
food.
it.
Yeah. Don't look at me like
Yeah,
that.
we're all looking at
And
you.
don't eat all their food. And
I'll take it home. 2 weeks
queen.
later, it get dashed off.
Wrapping up in paper.
We always been up.
I'm gonna start eating all your food in the fridge.
No, literally go ahead. At this point,
Sometimes I go in the fridge. I'm like, I knew I should have just ate that.
I know.
they do it every year. They've been doing it since I was young, just packing up the plate.
oh man, Samantha's really good at that.
She is. She's
queen.
very
Yo,
good.
trust me.
We have like a family member that works at a fast food restaurant, so we get
Jesus.
donuts from there.
Free
I love
Krispy
how we
Kremes.
always fight over the
All the
donuts, low key.
It's not even fights anymore. Now we're actually low-key
Rude
hustling
boy,
to
Trevor.
slipping everybody a box.
rude, but
Trevor knows to come with 7 boxes because at least 4 of them will be gone before the dessert time.
No, for real. To the car, not even reaching the side.
The trunk immediately.
And then also, I like how we band together. I know that's not like a tradition, but like Dean said, like even anytime we get together, like I absolutely love the confidence that I have when all my family's together. Like, for instance, I'll go back to sabbatical worship. Something happened with the drums and not all the pieces were there. Heck, a lot of stuff wasn't there. And the way Dean had this look on his face, I said, oh God, I wasn't even nervous for myself. I was nervous for whoever gave me the equipment. Dean said nothing. All you heard is, yo, who gave you this, yo? Yo, who gave you this, yo? I said, I didn't even want to say anything. I didn't say anything. People are coming in late. Dean's looking at them like,
Dog, trust me.
nah, like I had the confidence. And even when we finally got on the phone with the rental company and Dean's like, give me the phone. Like,
The man hung up on me.
oh my God, what are you doing? Dean's like, yo, give me that name, yo. Give me that name.
Oh, I heard that. I was backing up the car.
Oh no.
give me the name, yo. That man hung up on me. Give me the name. I'm like, what? So I absolutely love the confidence and like the banding together. Like, I know it's not good. Like, funerals are not a good thing. They're really not. But
you know what's funny? That
was my last one. That's my next one.
I'm God, it's gonna be like
Funerals.
funerals are crazy. It's sad, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be like
funerals are like.
Why do we get together at funerals though? Like,
I know.
But
we're terrible,
we're
yo.
terrible. Because the family's so big and busy.
It's such a bad statement.
Right?
It's such an oxymoron, but we have the best funerals.
No,
Right?
we do.
Right.
We do.
The funny thing is, like, every man thought funeral. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
to me.
Fact.
Like,
It was
Because
literally.
it's a bad
Let me just go
thing.
to the holidays first. Then we can talk about
Soften
that.
it up.
Yeah.
yo.
It's a bad thing, but I could truly say like how we get together on like funerals and like band together for like the wake and like for the after and
Yeah.
like just
Yeah.
coming together, and also the music, like how we're like no, we're gonna give or honor the person with like music and how we show like our love and like gratitude for their life is just so beautiful. And I was looking back at videos of like each and every one of us and thinking about like our great grandparents, which is like Ida and Charles McMahon. And sometimes I'm thinking like, would they have ever thought that their lineage would like come to do things like this? Like have like great grandchildren having non-for-profits or having TV shows and having podcasts and doing certain things and traveling around the world, like from a small little village that literally if you walk to the back, you could drop off the cliff
and die.
and die. And die. You could drop at the back and die. You could go right into the sea. Like,
Literal.
who would have ever thought? I don't think they could have ever imagined we'll be sitting in Canada or sitting in the United States and sitting in houses of government, playing professional sports or getting awards, being top musicians in our cities and countries. Like, who would have thought, right?
No,
and I
facts.
think that it's so beautiful to take moments to like to sit and reflect and talk about certain things. Now, I know they probably thought about like the hard times because heck, it probably was really hard. I heard my mom would say that they would have to ration food, enough food in the yard, right? So how do you think, or how have you allowed humor to help you in those hard moments of life? And like, how have you managed it? Because obviously therapy is not cheap.
No, to be honest, man, with me, everybody knows me for things I do, but most of all, like how big my laugh is, man. Because I feel like laughing legit eases pain. Like it allows you to like see the good side of things. It's funny, like it might not be funny to some people, but when our uncle died, man, we were at his house and I remember I held his hand as he passed away, and his mouth was like, and
How would you do this?
I'm just like, yo, that's crazy. So, like this guy's gone still, but yo, like,
What?
it's like, yo, man, come on, lock up his mouth, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Right. But I'm telling you, like, and especially when it comes to family, it's good because, like, there was a love that was there. So, like, in the no, so it honestly helps. I think, and it's not just like a coping mechanism. It's like because you also can think back and look back at the love and the bond you guys had, and it's so much more genuine when you're actually looking back on good times, even though there were some bad times or whatever. But when you get together as a family, the memories you have, like we could tell jokes for days. So although like. Let's talk about funerals. We're here for a funeral, but in the midst of the funeral, there's so much joy because like the foundation of the relation was just based on joy, pure joy, a real good, healthy family dynamic.
That's
so like
true.
that helps. If it wasn't, and let's say like this could go really deep. Oh my God. Let's say your family wasn't based on those things. Foundations weren't good. Yeah. Someone passes away. You might be left with thoughts like, oh my God, I didn't make this right with this person. And it's just pure sorrow. You know what I mean? So when you have healthy family dynamic, you guys go through stuff, make up, could laugh together and all that stuff. It helps. Right. And just for any situation, there's some things that you might not be able to laugh about, but that means you got to do some inner work. Like there's some stuff there that it's not all the way right. It's not all the way healed because you can't laugh about it. But I promise you, if you were to get on the other side of that thing, see how bad you laugh at that, and it's just like, oh, so this is what being healed looks like. Wow, like, can you imagine I was there? So it's crazy. Like,
I could truly say that, like, because healthy family dynamic has to be like,
bruh,
we have to integrate that. Like, I really believe that our generation, our generational line has been the one to bring that healthier perspective. We're getting there, right? And I think that, like, for instance, when we're talking about funerals and things of that nature, I can say it's our generation that will bust a joke. Like, because the older generation,
they're not busting jokes.
They're not busting jokes.
But they're laughing.
They're laughing. And that's something I do appreciate about them, is that, like, they're willing to allow us the space to laugh, but we're the ones who bring the laughter.
That was literally at Easter. Like, Easter, I got there super late, looking like an absolute bum. I forgot the dinner was that day. And then I showed up and we're just like, all right, let's do TikToks. The older people, they're sitting down watching us, enjoying, laughing. It's just like, they'll engage, but they still have to heal from their traumas. Like, they'll sweep it under the rug and laugh in the moment, but they still have to go behind the scenes and really dig a little deeper. I think our generation, like you said, did a better job about doing the inner work up front so that we could actually comfortably and holistically and freely laugh about it afterwards.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think that was my answer to the question. I think for me, laughter, it plays a role after the fact. In the moment, please, I beg. That may be able to bust a one key, but like, let me go through this first. And now, what's a joke? I'm for it. I'm for making light of situations and seasons that were hard. And a lot of people, and for some that may be, like Dean said, that may be hard to accept because, like, you still haven't healed fully from it. But when you allow yourself to go through that healing process and actually, this is why I talk about grieving well and healing well, because when you grieve a thing well, like, you give it all the tears you have, then go and heal, then you get to a place where you are free enough to laugh about it and free enough to look back at the situation and being like, you know what? Something good came out of that. Whether that's me learning a new lesson, whether that's me not being stuck in a place forever, but it's just like, I can look back now and be like, yo, one, I can see God's goodness and everything, but then two, it's just like, bro, this is funny, dog.
Funny.
Who allowed me to go here? Like, what the heck? And you look at yourself and you start to laugh like, bro, why did I make that decision? Like, am I dumb?
No, seriously.
So it's just like, but you have to, you laugh it off. Yeah, it's gross.
Sure.
It's true, because, like, we can, the song we sing, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. So you could be going through a season and it's your low season, but it's up to you how long that night lasts sometimes, yo. And, like, if you stay in the night, your joy will never come. And when we say joy, what do you associate with joy? Happiness, freedom, all that stuff. So once you get, that's basically saying, when you get out of your weeping season, you can only get out of your weeping season if you, like Amanda said something, grieved well in your season of grieving, and then how you handle that grieving season, right? Once you step out of that, now you step into joy, you step into laughter, you step into happiness, you step into peace, you step into freedom, and all that stuff. And now you're able to look on the other side and just be like, wow, like, this is what was holding me down, like, and laugh about it. But you don't get to that stage unless you've gone through what you had to get through, right? And that's just point blank, period.
I like how you said that you can make light of a situation when you start laughing too. Because I even look at our relationship together, like, anytime we get into a problem,
hold on, then no.
We get into a situation. I think because we've learned how to just find so much joy and laughter, and you know what it feels like when you're laughing. That angry feeling is not good. You don't want to keep that. So when we're in fight, I'll look at Dean and we'll just start laughing. We just literally laugh our argument away. Like, it never, ever lasts. You can attest to that. Like, we just laugh. Like, laughter is a remedy. It is so healing. It is so comforting. It's literally the best thing ever.
Because the foundation of the relationship is
but that's what I'm saying. And the root of it is, like, and we got to get Bible. At the end of the day, the root of it is because we know that we have God. And we know that if God allowed it, then at the end of the day, he's going to use it. So it's just like, you see the situation, you have to believe in something bigger than yourself. Because if you are the biggest thing you believe in, you're not finding joy in no hard season. You're not finding it, baby.
And I think that's why we're able to find joy in the familiar context, because God is the center and the foundation of this family. And that is what, like triggers the constant reminder that joy is going to come and that joy is here. And I love what Dean said when he was like, yo, you have to decide how long that night is going to be for you.
Yeah, for sure.
That sorry.
No, facts.
That can preach and run around in church. You have to decide. And I think a lot of times we're waiting for the morning time, like a grand rising morning time.
Decision.
But it comes with the decision. You have to decide to wake up. You have to decide to say, hey, I'm going to laugh about it.
Right.
Like, you know, a lot of times when we're taking pictures or in like photo shoots, y'all know this because y'all be taking photos. And you're like, okay, let's fake laugh. And you'll fake laugh and you're not even like happy. But the more you fake laugh,
comes right
the
after.
real laugh comes. So it's like, so looking at things and making sure that you can fake laugh till you make it, till it becomes the real joy and ending your morning and coming into your new day.
But don't rush.
Yeah.
On the flip side, like really don't rush through it, because then you actually end up like a broken clock. Like
heal.
It's like you're right 2 times a day, but like what's going on the rest of the time? Don't rush your healing. But once you've gotten to a place where you've grieved long enough and you know like, hey, I've decided, not just decided because I don't want to be here anymore. Like, no, I found peace and contentment in what's happened. And now I've decided that I'm going to the next level of my healing process. Then absolutely, all bets are off. But don't rush that process, man. Because I see people rush. And you see a lot of people pretending. And it starts with pretending like you're free. Then you pretend like you're somebody else. Then you look up and you don't know who the heck you are. Because you are a piece and a carbon copy of like 5 different things in people. And it's just like, no, you can't do that.
That's why I'm against the saying fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
I thought
that's
people,
a lie.
everybody's like, fake it till you make it.
It's
Be
not
who
in
you
the
God
Bible.
designed you to be, and that's it. Walk in the fullness of that. Like, and if it's anything outside of that, if you got to fake it, it ain't for you, bro.
Period.
Like,
Period.
And that's that.
I do have a question because I know people are probably going to be listening to this podcast or like looking at it and seeing like, okay, man, they got a dynamic I have never experienced. Like, you know, and I'm going to be honest. I come from a divorced family. My family is like literally like polar opposites. And it's always been hard to like find how I could put my unique personality in any family dynamic, right? So it's like, I always think about the person who could have, I always think about the person that I could have been, whereas always feeling awkward or feeling on the outside or feeling like they don't have family. So my question is to you, what would you say to somebody who wants to bring joy into their family dynamic, whether it be like a healthy one or it be like awkward? They could be a foster family. They could be adopted in. They could be separated. Like, what would you say the first steps are to like bringing joy or laughter into their home?
Being authentically you. Like, I think people are so afraid to step on toes and step on eggshells, and they get around people, there's something else, they know they have something on their heart, they want to do something, but they're like, you know what, this family dynamic's a little bit weird or whatever. Just be authentically yourself. Like, authentically be you. When you go into a situation and you're you, there's no pretending. All walls are down, you're just you. It will encourage somebody else to just be them. Then you start having real conversations, and when you get past the real conversation, if there's some healing that needs to be done, that gets done. Now we get to the laughing stages. Now we're growing together. Now we're elevating together because we've been true from the very beginning.
I think to add to what Dean said is because when you become authentically you, then you get to occupy your own space, and you get to figure out how you fit in a space. Like, and you're not supposed to be the same piece.
Can I pause you? Sorry. It's not even how you fit, how you add.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, but I'm thinking about a puzzle. Sorry.
Yeah.
So like, it's like this piece is rounded, but this piece is dented because you fit really well, and it may not feel like that at first. So my word is, you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable for a season, because like, it's like when you see a puzzle for the first time, you're just like, bruh.
Yep.
Then the toes in pieces, but then you find the edge. And now you can start building. It's like, be okay with being uncomfortable and really maneuvering yourself into the grooves of your family, because everybody's dealing with something. Yeah. And not everybody's talking about it. And they're not just going to tell you because they're going to tell you. You have to get to a place where you've built that level of trust. Like, check in. And it's like, so if you want that family dynamic, you have to become what you're looking for. It's really, sometimes it's unfortunate, but you have to sometimes lead the charge in being what you want to receive. And you may mess around and figure out that maybe it's not in your blood family that you get that. Maybe you get that from what's the other word? If it's not blood, it's your chosen family. Like, and eventually it can come out of your blood family. But I think it's a matter of like just being authentically you, and then being comfortable in the uncomfortability of building that dynamic that you want. But it all starts with you knowing who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
And becoming a safe space so that you can create one.
Yeah, I want to build on that and talk about being intentional with the time that you do have with them. Like, I always say this, I said this multiple times during the podcast, is that we're a pretty big family. We literally only get together when
3 times a year. 3 times a year with funerals 4 to 5.
Funeral, hospital visits, something. Yeah. Christmas, like, honestly. And being intentional with that time and like making sure that like you do that check-in, even though you don't see them, but like, yo, you're good. Like, how's everything? Being intentional even on using your social media, to be honest. I know like we don't say that anymore, but no, seriously, tap in, like look for your family members. You can't always be like, nobody loves me. Nah, bro, actually put some time, put some effort in that. And not only being intentional, but also not only being intentional with your actions, but also being intentional with your thoughts and your prayer life. I pray about family so much. Like, I pray about family so much. I'm like, family's always on the top of my list for prayer. And not just about the family that I will be creating hopefully soon, but also the family that I'm coming from.
You just said something. Sorry. Go ahead.
I always pray about family and pray that when we get together, it will be a good time, you know? Like, I will hear good report from my family that my family will stay together, will stay strong, that my family will come to the understanding and the knowledge of Christ. Like, you have to pray about it as well. Yes, you could be you. Yes, you could be uncomfortable. Yes, you can be intentional, but also being intentional in your prayer life is so key. Because I'm going to be honest, when I went through a deliverance session a couple of months ago, and like it's basically kind of like trauma recovery, in the deliverance session, they were asking like, what's your lineage and like, what's the background of your lineage? Like, has anybody done this type of stuff or that type of stuff? And I could truly say, when I asked the matriarchs of our family, they're like, no, we are Bible down. There's a church on our yard. That is it. If anybody's doing anything else, it's because they haven't given their life to Christ, but they know Christ. And I can say that is a testament to where we are now. Our yard is empty. Nobody did that. And if they're there because they want to be. But I know that came from somebody praying and then keeping that up to make sure that laughter is continuous throughout our interactions. So yeah.
Babe.
I was gonna say something.
I thought she was gonna change the topic. That's why.
No, I was gonna say one of the things that I want to add to it is in the process of building this idea in your mind of the family that you want and becoming what you want to be, like becoming a part of that and being who authentically you. I think the precursor or like the little warning is, you got to get to a place where you're going to just have to love people for who they are as well. Like, because sometimes you have an expectation in your mind that people just can't meet, but there is value that they add. You just have to be open enough to see how they add value, which may not look the way you think it's going to look. You know what I mean? Like sometimes like, oh, I wish I had this relationship with my sister. Well, you may not have it like that, but she is this to you. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes we put people in a box. So then when they don't meet that expectation, we're disappointed and we think they don't love us. But it's just like their love just looks differently. So I think, especially when it comes to family, there is a level of, I think God made families for you to build and strengthen your grace levels. Like, I really think it's meant to strengthen your level, like how you give grace, because they're not going to be what you think they are, but they're what you need if you dig deeper enough.
And that's true. It's funny. Like, me and Nikki even had a conversation about that today, that very thing today. And I think when, sometimes you're just over passionate, overzealous, and you're just like, man, I'm like this, so why can't everybody else be like this? Especially when you're a big thinker and you're just like, your mind is always like on level 5 billion. You expect everyone to be like. That's how I am. I expect everyone to be like that as well. But then in any area, whether it's work, your workplace, whether you're running a business, whether it's church, whether it's family, you look for the very best in people and dive deep on that. And in any form of leadership, that's what you look for. So if I'm a leader, my job is to not make you be like what I want you to be. My job is to see your strengths and help you like level up on 10 billion on your strengths. Because if you do that, now together we're good. I know what to expect from you. You know what to expect from me. Relationship amazing, like, and now we're good.
Facts.
People mess up and not you get into relationships and all that stuff when you look at someone and expect something else, or like that's like the same thing as people getting in relationships for potential. Like, you know, like I believe this person could be this, so I'm gonna try my best to make them this. They've been showing you, nigga, I'm this, and this. I will never be this, and this. So like,
some people what do you think? This that you want them to be, and it's just like, nah, I don't want that.
Yeah, man. So it's just like, just knowing and identifying that, and to be honest, that might have to do a lot with like the individual,
and your own expectations.
Like that's expecting this from people. It has nothing to do with everybody else.
It's true.
More to do. So for me, it's to do with me. So I have to like just, all right, Dean, how can I be a little bit different? Like what's going on with me? Because I'm expecting this. That's not who they are. So what can I do? How can I develop the leadership and the leadership skills that I have and like take that to another level? How can I see this person for who they are and help them reach their maximum potential? Right. And that's just what it is.
Yeah. And I think building on that too, just understanding, because like you were also saying, Amanda, too, like you expect your family to be this person and be here for you and be there for you. But at the same time, everybody's going through life. Yeah. And so you may expect them to be here for you in this time, for this moment, but they're going through things. You didn't take the time to check in to see where they were. And now things get awkward because everybody is now feeling some type of way based on a situation that didn't need to get to the situation that it needed to. And now you guys have more healing to do. And now the laughter is lost and you're kind of starting from scratch. And so it becomes this whole conundrum of just something it didn't need to be based on the fact that no one was able to meet the person where they were or find out where they were or be willing to accept where they were and not be able to receive what they got in the season.
That's good.
They were in a season
for sure
that they needed, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and on that note, like even like this whole thing, like the therapy of laughter cannot reside where any hurt is or like or trauma. Like there will never be the laughter aspect of anything. Yeah. So like in families, there needs to be like real conversations, like, and it might get sticky, it might get whatever, like, but there has to be real conversations because without those real conversations, you'll never get to the other side. So,
and then also being real to yourself, even if you're not having the real conversation, being real to who you are. Because I gotta be honest, 100%. Our family, like, when you start asking certain questions, they'll be like, "Oh, what you ask? Who you talk to? Mind the place." But they're very real to themselves, and being real to themselves, I know what I can expect from them. So that allows me to know their capacity and boundaries. For sure. And then it allows me to know where I can put my boundaries down as well. So with that, I asked our last question is, how do you keep your boundaries or show your capacity, but being very lighthearted about that? Because I know, like, you guys are my big cousins, so you guys are more into the adult world than I am. And obviously, like, as you grow older, there's more boundaries you put down with Dean and Nikki. Y'all are married, you have children, and there's boundaries there that are needed. So how do you keep those things lighthearted, but then be like, don't go there? What does that look like for y'all?
No, even with that, like, man, we grew up crazy, bro. Like that's like a lot of things. Like this question, like even like I'm telling you, we grew up crazy because I got checked about this. So there'll be situations, even with my little daughters, they'll be coming and we're talking. Yeah, don't worry about that. Don't ask us. I'm talking to mommy. I'm not talking to you. So what we're doing now is instilling in them, like, okay, I can't ask questions. Point blank period. Maybe I'm not allowed to ask questions. Yeah. So it's just like we have to be really careful, like, about boundaries and our approach. So I would say it's more approach than like we can set boundaries obviously with our children and with people, but we got to be very smart about how we do it. Like we always have to be welcoming at the same time. Even with me, I'm a very like I can't keep stuff in. Like I'm sorry, like boundaries, whatever. We gotta talk. Like
open up your mouth.
Like, it has to happen. Like, it has to happen because I just believe that you are free, man. Like the Bible says, we have overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. But like I believe that there's so much more than just testimony. Like just speaking our truth. Point blank. Period. Like I will overcome this. You will overcome this by speaking your truth. So there's like the in regards to this family dynamic. I believe that the boundary thing is placed on trust. Like is based and built on trust. So if there's no trust, obviously the boundary, bro, I'm not showing you nothing. Like, you know what I mean? But where trust is, now it's like, all right, we've built this. We've been here this long. I'm just gonna keep it real with you because if there's no trust, then like let's slap family out the window. At that point, it doesn't even matter if you're family or not.
That doesn't mean
like
anything.
without trust, boundaries, all that stuff, none of that stuff matters. Like you know what I mean? So like with me, it's just I'm very intentional, just being open, talking, and now I'm figuring out that word, like the boundary thing, like where to like set these boundaries and where to just be like, you know what, all right, baby girls, like we gotta talk because I don't want them growing up now hurt and not being able to come to me, you know what I mean, or talk to me, like you know what I'm saying. So like that's that's me.
Yeah, I can agree with that 100%, especially when it comes to the kids, because like he said, you tell them this is not a conversation for you, don't talk. But also, in addition to making them not feel safe, you're also telling them that their opinion doesn't really matter. Like we don't care what you're saying right now because we're having a conversation. So then they grow up into these adults who feel like, well, I wasn't able to speak then. Maybe my opinions now don't matter. Maybe, you know what I mean? And so you grow up with these things, then they never get uncovered because nobody ever asks you about it. Then you're dealing with that on the back end and then realizing why you can't excel in school and realizing all of these things. And it starts from a very small age, you know what I mean? And so just being aware of like how you act in situations and what it is you say in certain situations and who to tell what to. Like he said, trust is a huge thing. If you don't trust a person, you're not gonna tell them anything, regardless if they're family or not. You just gotta build that trust. You gotta feel it out. You know what I mean? And just create that safe space and do you know your gut when it's right to talk and when it's not right to talk. But just do your thing. Just yeah.
Bruh. The word boundaries got introduced to my vocabulary like a year ago. Like what?
But how you keep it lighthearted?
You know why? Is because for me, even though I've had a privilege of I've made friends in my adulthood. Like I don't make I'm very tight knit. So like for me, it's like these are my people. I don't have no boundaries with. These are my people I have no boundaries with, and then everybody else there's an entire boundary. That's how I've always functioned. What I'm realizing the older I get is like even with these people you have to have some form of boundaries because people are also creating boundaries 100%. And now that people are creating boundaries, it actually forces me to have to create some too so that I don't get offended. 100%. So like for me, I have what my ask always, and it's because I'm very honest. I tell the people this, you need to open up your mouth and you need to communicate your boundaries clearly. This one knows I don't like silence. It bothers me. Because my brain will get to
overthinking
the right thing in 5 days. What I'm going to do for the first 4 is make these scenarios that I don't know. And it's just like, why am I overthinking? And for the most part, if you know somebody, like after a while, I'm like, okay, I understand what's going on. But then at the same time, it's like, it's still unacceptable because you don't know what that person's dealing with. Like if I'm dealing with something, I'm like, you are that place for me, but then I don't know where you are. It gets hard. So I'm discovering boundaries in my adulthood. And honestly, if I'm going to be real transparent, God has given me boundaries. Like he has forced me, like to the point... Let me tell you something. When God's like, I'm going to lock it up, I will call everyone. And I know their phone is on them and nobody will answer the phone.
That's mad.
And then I just sit there and God's like, hi, me time? I'm like, hi. So mad. God, this is what happened. And then I will rant, but I rant differently with God. Like he, as I'm ranting, like he maneuvers me so that by the time I get to the end, I don't even know what I'm mad about. I'm just like, what the heck? But it's good because it matures me. So for me, like, I think my boundaries have come in with just my intimate times with the Lord when my circle or my close-knit people haven't been available. But to be quite fair, like I was a wall in my household for a while. But I'm comfortable with my family. So like I don't really have boundaries in my family. There aren't really any boundaries. If I don't have the capacity in a season, I make that known to everybody. Okay. I am in a season where I don't have the capacity to do everything, but here's what I can do. And there are seasons, you know, we've gone through financial struggles. There are times that I'm like, I don't have the money. And if I don't have the and money means time. People think money doesn't equal time, but it does. It does. Because it's just like, if I don't have the money, then I don't have the means to create the time. And it's just like, it affects everything. So now it's just like trying to like show up. Like that may not be in person, but that may be virtual. That may not be with gifts, but that may be with presence. Like it's like with my presence, it's like you have to find the balance and just be okay with communicating where you're at. I think honesty and open communication is so necessary, even with boundaries. Like boundaries don't mean that you don't communicate. Boundaries don't mean that you're not honest and open.
Don't
like
be a bully with your boundaries.
Don't do that, because then you'll have no friends.
Exactly.
You'll be friendless.
Like you need some friends. Even though you got cousins and aunties, you need some friends.
And it's weird because sometimes in our family we're just like, we don't need friends. We have enough cousins and family and sisters and siblings, and like we don't need friends. But we have a few. But at the end of the day, like let's be honest, we're going to our family first.
I feel that's not just their friends.
But we're going to our family first. I'm sorry.
Let's be honest.
Crisis mode. I'm not calling one friend.
Oh, best. What? I'm letting them know a week later. I'll call you down until
no
you
shade.
pick up.
I love you, but like, bro, there's like a list of family I can easily depend on, fam.
Because if family comes in crisis, it's like you can't turn them away. Oh my gosh! I hope we have enough time to talk about this. Actually, I'm going to talk about this. Something happened a couple of years ago at a concert with you, Dean. Do you remember that? Do you have enough time on your camera for this?
I got 3 minutes left.
Okay.
Quick.
Something happened with you at a concert, and basically it was a medical emergency. Buddy, when I tell you, I bust out that church, you see? Everybody's like, where are you going? I'm like, that's my cousin, yo. I wasn't playing.
I was getting ready to leave.
I sprinted.
Remember, you left. Nikki left.
No, fam.
We just had Mello. That's right.
And I was packing up my bag, and I was just sitting there. I'm like, can this song be fun? And then it went a cappella. I'm like, why is it a cappella? I'm like, all right, that's my cue. Packing up my stuff. Somebody's like, yo, Dean what? Dean's on the floor. I said, through the bag. Their whole performance is going. I'm like, Eileen was right there.
I don't care about no security. To the point where
I didn't even know you.
I was supposed to be away at school. I was away at school, but I came for the concert because everybody's like, your cousin's the MD. How are you going to have a concert? Your cousin's the MD. You're not going to go. So I'm like, let me look at one time. And when we see my cousin drop myself, Papa, yo, I bust that door. Oh my God. And I'm calling my mom. I'm like, Mommy, Dean. But anyways, that is the therapy of laughter. That is family. We stick beside each other, or we try our best to stick beside each other in every season, in every crisis.
No, how toxic we did it. We still always there in a crisis. That was the most mentally mind-blowing, I don't have another word for it.
Shattering,
messing thing growing up. It's just like, I hate you, but why are you here?
Yeah, but we're here. We're here.
The one that scraps me.
I hate you. I'm calling my brother.
Listen.
Trust me, so yeah.
Yo, listen. Therapy ain't cheap, but laughter sure is. And family will always be there. Well, at least our family.
I mean, pray that for you.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Y'all so churchy. Might as well join them.
Praise him.
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 Shut up.
Yeah. Peace.